Donald Trump says he's unshackled and he's engaging in a war of words with prominent Republicans, most notably House Speaker and Wisconsin Congressman Paul Ryan. When this election is over, what happens next for the GOP? How do they govern? I recently asked Wisconsin Republican Congressman Reed Ribble, who was among the first Republicans to say he'd never vote for Trump. Ribble is retiring from Congress after this term. Congressman Ribble, good to have you back on the program.
It's good to be here, Mike. Thanks.
So, a long time ago, you said you would not vote for Donald Trump. What do you think of that decision today?
I'm still there. I'm exactly at the same place I was a year ago when I made this decision. I did the best I could during the primary to help encourage others to choose a different nominee, but this is who Republican primary voters have selected, and he's the Republican nominee. Difficult for me. I can't get there, but I certainly don't condemn anybody who does.
You said you can't get there in part because of the tone of this campaign, the way it's been waged.
Yeah, I just think that the tone of the presidential politics, but I think the tone of generally about politics in this country is bad. And what happens when you have this very divisive nature of a campaign is not what's actually going on in the moment, but how do you govern post-election? That's the
You're worried about the future.
I'm very worried about the future because you've kind of divided America in two, where both sides just literally hate the other candidate, the other party. It's not how we solve problems in this country. I think it's all bad.
You haven't decided who you're going to vote for.
Not yet. I'll probably figure that out the minute I walk in the voting booth. You know, I'm a big fan of Evan McMullin. I know he's been on your show, and I've had spoken with Gary Johnson, the Libertarian candidate, and so we're taking a look at our options here.
I heard you tell an interesting story the other day, and this sort of goes to the tone of the race. And you described yourself as someone who is not a moral relativist.
Yeah.
Which I thought was an interesting comment. What did you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is I think that there are boundaries that we have in how we live our lives, that there are certain moral codes that we try to live our lives by. I don't think morality is relative. I think it is absolutely static. There's a right and there's a wrong to things. And when you look at some of the language that's been used and that we've been hearing out of presidential candidates, it's a bridge too far for my Baptist roots to go.
You said you have family members who are preachers.
And my father, and I've got three brothers that are still pastors today, and I'm going to be held accountable to them for sure.
So here's the big question, the great unknown. What does the top of the ticket do to the rest of the ticket? Do we know? What's your feeling about that?
I actually believe that this is a very different presidential race, and I think that the top of the ticket pull or drag is not going to be as severe as it is in other elections, particularly on the Republican side. Donald Trump is an entity unto himself. He hasn't ever served in politics before, and he's coming with a different type of message that Republicans haven't heard before. It's more of an anti-trade populist message that's totally different than what Republican politics have looked like. And I think the voters will make a distinction between voting for that presidential candidate that they prefer and down ballot races.
Do you see the party changing? Are we witnessing an historic change in the Republican Party?
I think it's possible, but I'm not sure, and only history will tell it as it bears itself out in the future. But it's possible that it could be, because this populist element within the party is relatively large. And anti-trade, anti-immigrant movement in the country that's kind of congealed and is there holding up Donald Trump's candidacy. And it may have some impact, broader implications post-election. I think Republicans are going to have to figure that out after the election once they see the results.
Final question. What has not been talked about in this campaign that you wish had been discussed?
Well, virtually every single issue of importance in the country, but probably the most predominant one is our national debt. This was a primary thing in the last two presidential elections. It's not gotten better. I mean, we're $19 trillion in debt today, and so I think that this should elevate to the forefront of the national discussion, and I would like to see that happen.
Do you want to hear the candidates talk about Social Security, for instance? You have a plan for that, but you don't feel there's been any real discussion
No,
of
there
that.
hasn't been. There's been a lot of pandering, actually, from both candidates on it. And I would rather see Well, okay, how do you put meat on those bones and actually turn this into a policy that the American people can measure? But we've not seen that yet.
Congressman Reed Ribble, the Republican from the 8th Congressional District. It's good to have you back on the program.
Hey, good to be with you, Mike.
Thanks very much.
At least 20 states have reported hacking attempts on their election systems. What's being done to safeguard our system in Wisconsin? I'll ask the state's elections administrator. That's when Up Front continues.